just looked for an image of a rat racing on a wheel because I'm talking about the rat race in this video. And this image speaks to me. And what Google tells me is that for rats, it's actually a very natural behavior to be running on a wheel, and that they are both physically and mentally stimulated by doing so. So it's an often enjoyed behavior. Well, this video is about how to quit the rat race. And the reason one might want to quit the rat race is because at some point it gets boring, or one starts asking oneself why to continuously run in cycles. What exactly is the rat race? Do you feel stuck in your senseless education, in your senseless job, possibly in your senseless relationships, in your senseless hobbies, in your senseless time spent between doing all the other activities, or if you have none of these, no leisure time, no hobbies, no friends and family, no job or no education, and you're just feeling stuck with yourself in your room or wherever you are, scrolling down the internet or whatever it is you're doing, trying to distract yourself from that situation, then possibly you are stuck in the rat race. I recently realized that the rat race is not so much an outer structure, but it's more so a place inside of yourself. And one easy way to get out of the rat race is to try to fight the outer structure. A less easy way to get out of the rat race, but a more profound one and a more effective one, is to go inward and change whatever structure is rat racing within you. So let me first clarify that first part. I myself have been trying to escape from certain aspects of the environment I grew up in, and I've been trying to build a different kind of life. And it is very rewarding to do so. It's quite a great adventure to make choices that are unusual, that either go against your parents' and friends' ideas about how life should look, or your culture's idea about how life should look, or even the state's rules about how life should look. And I see generally in our society quite a big movement towards these investigations of how life could be. And if you are a little bit adventurous and you feel like you have something to offer to this world, which could be better offered in a different format than the ones that are currently available in our society's structures, then I would say go and try and do that, because it's actually very needed at this moment. Yet at the same time, if you struggle within yourself with the unpleasant feeling of being stuck in a life you don't want to live, which is basically my definition of rat race, there is also another way out. I spoke to a friend yesterday, and I've also been contemplating about this concept a little bit lately. And the reason we suffer in something which we call the rat race is because it makes us feel numb and dead. It makes us feel like we're living a life, but only halfly so. So that state of being where you're living, but you're not actually alive, that's the pressure of the rat race, or that's the unpleasantness of the rat race. And there is something in you which really wants to be alive, and which calls for something else, which calls for something more, and which wants to get out of that state of half-aliveness, like a zombie-like state of running on the same wheel and staying stuck in the same cycles on, and not knowing how to actually be truly alive. And I'm feeling quite alive lately, and this is a very big blessing that has come to me through many practices, that I learned from Sadhguru, or that were transmitted by him. And so aliveness is not necessarily about the big things you do in life. It is a quality of your being. And you can be more alive and more exuberant and more energetic inside of yourself by culturing this aliveness or culturing this quality. And the techniques that I have received to culture this aliveness make me more aware and more energetic and more alive. And they also distance me from my own cyclical nature. In my mind, all the reoccurring cycles are what I usually identify as myself, or what I usually experience as myself. And so breaking the rat race fully and breaking the rat race completely would mean that we are able to step out of all of these cycles that limit us and that feel like they don't provide us with what life is in itself fully and completely. Now practically, what does it mean to go inward and to enhance your life instead of trying to numb it? The first thing is stop numbing your life. So life consists of everything you can experience. Everything. Outside of yourself and inside of yourself. And as part of the societal rat race, especially in the West, a lot of conscious killing happens of certain experiences. So what I observe in my environments and even in myself is that there's a great discomfort with certain emotional experiences that causes pain, and the unwillingness to see them or the unwillingness to experience them within ourselves makes us look for easy solutions. And those easy solutions are alcohol, drugs, eating things you shouldn't be eating or overeating, trying to lose yourself in a sexual partner or in social relationships. These are very common. I think distracting yourself with social media or all kinds of content consumption is also a very big one. But there's essentially endless ways to distract yourself or repress a certain experience that is unpleasant within you. And it's fine, all of us do it. And it's very hard to be continuously present and aware of your own sensations if they are becoming unpleasant. Yet at the same time, if you want to be fully alive and if you want life to exist within you as fully as possible, then you have to allow these experiences to just be there as well, because they are a part of life. And that means you have to stop willingly numbing them. You might not be willingly numbing them if you're unconscious of your behaviors of escaping these unpleasant sensations and unpleasant experiences. So I'm here to tell you that there is actually a way better life on the other side of trying to repress whatever it is your system is communicating to you. Because essentially everything that is unpleasant is also communication from your own being about how you can enhance your life instead of drain it down and try to kill it. Let me clarify this a little bit with examples. So if you feel depressed, you have to start observing what that actually means on a physical embodied level. Don't just coin it with the term depression and then look for the easy solution of medicine, but try to see and experience what is happening to you. It might look different for different people also, but I guess generally we could say that there is a state of mind which is unpleasant. So you have thoughts that keep on hurting you and that make you feel worthless, lonely, and as if there is actually nothing for you to do in life, or nowhere to go, or a complete recession of all excitement about life. And this reflects on the physical level, where you maybe don't even feel anything anymore. You're just completely blacked out, zoned out, and it's a painful state, but at the same time a very numb state. I think that is what depression is, or at least from my own experience, that's how I would describe it. This morning I was depressed, and I was depressed because I had made certain choices that numbed my own life, and I had to sit with that feeling of being sorry for myself and also feeling guilty towards myself for making these choices. And I sat with it for a long time, and I just let it be, and I observed it, and then slowly, something opened up inside of me and started breathing again, and started seeing different futures or different possibilities of reviving myself and enjoying myself in this life again. And essentially, it is not about changing the state you are in. It's just about appreciating that you are alive in any state. That's kind of the key to coming out of depression. I think fear might also be a huge trigger for many of us to want to repress our own feelings and experiences with substances or any other methods. I can't give you a clear guide on how to handle fear, but there's a very good video made by Teal Swan very recently, which is about how to create a feeling of safety and what safety is. And there she speaks about practical methods on how to make yourself feel safe without exhibiting behaviors that go against your well-being. And those tools are very genius. Like, she's very good at providing these methods. I'll link the video below. On the other hand, she also speaks about the fact that we did not come here to be safe. And the only thing that will happen if you continuously seek safety is that you will arrive at your own death in a safe way. So yes, life is risky because you can lose it. But numbing your life and toning it down and trying to stay within structures where you feel caught and as if you're crumbling under the pressure of your own boredom is death in itself. And if you have a choice on how to live your life, however short it may be, I would say it is better to choose to live life as fully alive as you can than to live it only half alive and arrive at your death safely. I'm still in the process of enhancing my own life, and I'm working for that continuously on a daily basis. And I'm working to alleviate myself from all the limitations that I place upon myself in order to be something and be safe and be grounded. But the truth is, you can be very much grounded in life and in your own presence and in your trust that life is supposed to be lived fully, whatever the consequences may be. And that is the kind of trust we must all embrace, especially in today's world, where a lot of known structures are changing and breaking down, and it causes fear, it causes discomfort, and for some of us it causes us to cling on to whatever we think we know and whatever has worked for us in the past, while the opening of other possibilities and new structures, new comforts, and new ways of living that could be way more beneficial to the general well-being of all can only appear if we allow them to appear. And we need to cross the state of fear, and we need to jump into the abyss of not knowing anything in order to be creative, in order to start thinking about new things, in order to let the universe rearrange into something that is more aligned and more healthy and more vibrant and more alive to us. So, how to quit the rat race? Quit your job if you feel like that's a necessity, but mostly start observing the life that you are, and start looking at whatever makes you alive, whatever enhances the aliveness of your present experience, and whatever is breaking it down, numbing it, repressing it. And things will change if you do that. Shambo.